Hi there, and welcome to Beans, Brews and Bread. We're going to have a brew day today. So we're going to do a ginger beer, but I've done this video, which is a recording of the whole process. Let's go and have a look. So for ingredients, really simple. You just need 450 grams of regular sugar. You don't need to have any special brewing sugar or anything. You need water, which obviously comes from the tap. You need 4.5 litres of that. You need one unwaxed lemon. You need 40 grams of root ginger. Hopefully you'll be able to have grown this with following the instructions on Audrey's channel, Real Food Comes Dirty. You need 25 grams of cream of tartar and one packet of brewer's yeast. I've gone for Sapphire US05, which is a really standard brewer's yeast, but you can use any brewing yeast. Try and use brewing yeast, not baker's yeast, because the product will be a lot better with it. But that's the last of the ingredients. Dead simple. Right, for equipment, you'll need a measuring jug so you can measure your 4.5 litres of water. So maybe a funnel. If you're going to use something like a demijohn, as opposed to a bowl, which you can use if you've got a dishcloth to put over it. I'll be using a demijohn, really quite cheap, relatively inexpensive. You'll need what's it called? A funnel to get the liquid in. You'll also need an airlock and a bung to be able to put into the top of the demijohn. A saucepan to be able to get the liquid up to boiling. And you'll definitely need this to sterilise your bottles when you come to bottle it, and also when you come to ferment it, a steriliser cleaner. I use VWP, which is I think a British brand of one-use steriliser and cleaner, and you'll put that into the container you're going to ferment in, whether it be a demijohn or a bowl, mixing bowl, but it will be definitely advisable to do that with the bottles as well. But we'll do another video for the bottling once the fermentation is complete. First off, get your water and get it boiled. You can use a kettle, or you can do, as I've done, pop it on the stove and get it boiled up. Got to boiling. While your water's boiling, you might as well get your ingredients prepped. First one is to measure out 450 grams of sugar. We're using the whole packet of yeast, so don't forget that. You need 25 grams of cream of tartar. You need the juice and the rind, but not the pith, of the unwaxed lemon. Try and get rid of the rind, but you leave as much of the pith behind as you can. And we'll juice that and we'll put that in with the liquid later. And then you need your root ginger bashed. I'm going to put this in a bag and I'm going to bash it with the rolling pin. I'm going to try not peeling it, just because it's an infusion. This isn't going to end up in the end product, so I'm not going to bother peeling mine. Watch your fingers. It doesn't need to be pulverized, but a good general bash like that. Don't need to be too fastidious, because we're going to put this into the hot liquid when it's boiling for 15 minutes, just to sanitize everything and get a good infusion. Don't forget your lemon juice. Squeeze! Squeeze! Now, if you are using a mixing bowl, you can use a strainer to get the bits out, and certainly I'm going to put the liquid in first into the bowl. Make sure it's really clean. You can use the cleaner and sterilizer in one go. and then cover it with a damp cloth, just if you're going to ferment it that way. But I've obviously got sanitizing solution, which is like a star san, which you can just use to spray the bowl and anything else that you're going to use to ferment later, so that you don't get any contamination. Right, well, we're boiling now, so we'll turn the heat down just so we can get the ingredients in. Now, the idea, we're going to dissolve the sugar, extract what we can get out of the ginger, and also sterilize the liquid, so that when the at this stage, anything after this has to be sterile. So we're going to get the sugar, cream of tartar, and the lemon rind and the ginger, which has been bashed, into the pot. And with a clean spoon, make sure you give it a good stir so that we get all of that sugar dissolved. And not a rolling boil, but a gentle simmer. It's be good to just get this go for 10 to 15 minutes. Not forgetting the lemon juice, which we'll use to dissolve the last of the sugar. Right, we've been boiling now for 15 minutes, just time to get it into the mixing bowl to cool down. So I will be using, and this is what you can use to ferment it in if you wish, but make sure you've got a muslin cloth or something just to keep over the top. And the idea is to now, once we've taken this out and strained it, is to get it down to temperature about 21 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the liquid into this bowl. Now that we've stopped the boil, it can be pretty. Obviously, just make sure you've not got any stuck sugar on the bottom. So I'm going to cool this with the strainer in place. Firstly, that will help keep the muslin off the liquid, and also it will get hopefully the maximum amount of goodness out of the ginger as well, and the lemon. So I'm going to put that now over there. We need that to now cool down to about 21 degrees. Right, we're at, or very nearly at, 21 degrees. So what we're going to do is take out the ginger, and what I'm going to do is I'm sanitizing that. We're going to put it into the demijohn. Keep a little bit back for the yeast, but we'll let that cool down a bit more, get to 20 odd below, and we'll let the liquid that we're going to rehydrate the yeast come down in temperature too, and then we'll get it filled in. Right, so we'll get that in the demijohn. If you're just fermenting in the bowl, you can wait till it gets to 21 degrees, and you can put the yeast in, but make sure it stays covered with a muslin. And you've got two options. You can keep it going for a couple of days, and then you can bottle it, or you can go till the fermentation practically stops, and then you can add a bit more sugar to prime if you're going to put it in bottles. I'm going to prime it and put it in bottles. That's why I've got it in a demijohn, and that's why I've got the bubbler on the top so I can see when the fermentation is more or less nearly finished.